This is part of a recovery series, and if you'd like to get the inquiry for it, then you can click the link below. And each of the videos has some sweet little quotes and some inquiry questions for you to explore, to percolate with. And I hope that the classes and the inquiry are both of benefit on your path. Hello and welcome to your practice. So often we are up in our heads, we are thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. It's easy to get lost in this trance of thought and really forget the anchor and the touchstone of the body, of the now, of the world. So rather than thinking about it, we practice feeling about it. Dropping from, this virtual reality into, the real aliveness and nowness of what's here. And what's here is often challenging or has been challenging, and we've created ways in which to navigate the pain of the nowness. And especially if we create these strategies at a young age, which is often when we do, they've become such a pattern. In yoga speak, we call it samskaras or vasanas, these tendencies that repeat that become harder to unwind later on. They become they feel very, very natural to us. So they're hard to see, the ways in which we run. And we all have methods for doing this. Some of them cause more challenge than others, but they're all intelligent and natural solutions to a real or perceived threat, either in the past or in the current. And the best thing we can do is to be curious about them and begin to widen our capacity to acknowledge them and to understand their intelligence, to even say thank you. And then to continue to try to find that pathway back to home, back to the breath, back to the now, because we want to live in our life while we have the opportunity. So this short practice, we're just going to move a bit and breathe a bit, and we'll stay seated. And it's just a way to get into the body. So hopefully you can recognize and feel what's here. Maybe if you do it on different days, if you do it on different days, listening, you will feel the shift. You will feel the differences. There isn't a trajectory of what this needs. There's nothing that we're shooting for here. It's just to notice how things change. Yeah. Nothing particular is supposed to happen. It's just that we want to know what we feel while we feel it. So that's it. That's the practice. So to begin, notice all the parts of you that are touching all the parts of the earth, the floor. Maybe the ankles, the ankle bone, your sits bones. And anywhere that you're touching, press down so that from that place of connection, from that place of rootedness, you can expand. Maybe the collarbones widen. Maybe you even lean back just slightly. We have this tendency to move forward in our lives. I definitely have that. So sometimes I'm like, lean back, sister. I'm like, it's a different energy there. And then bring your awareness to your breath. You don't need to fix it or change it or anything like that, but just observe it. Just notice what it is. Smooth, frictiony, shallow or broad. And can you let it move 360 degrees, maybe bringing the awareness to tracing the lower ribs all the way around. Doing that for a moment, tracing the lower ribs all the way around. And then on an inhale, imagining that slight inflation in all directions, and then that little dissension. And it's this inner pulsation, this inner rhythm that's always there, rarely noticed, but always there. And as we orient into the body, dialing up curiosity, can you just note maybe 3 things that you feel? So we've noticed the breath, we've noticed the places of connection with the earth, but 3 more things that you feel. And maybe it's an itch or a heartbeat or anything. What's happening? Just orienting into the body in the now. And then slowly begin to roll the shoulders up and back. I'm going to be offering movement suggestions, but this is not very alignment focused. We're just going to be moving. And I want you to move like you. So these circles can be real little, or they could be really big. And then begin to bring the arms with it. So it's going to be a really slow journey to getting the arms inflated wide. But the movement is beginning at the shoulders. And maybe there begins to be a little bit of cat-cow in the back. Maybe not. So the inhale really kind of inflates you up, the arms open, the heart lifts, and then you kind of descend. So you're moving with that natural pulsation. And then on the next inhale, the arms inflate all the way up, and let the backs of the hands touch here for a moment. The hands spread wide, backs of the hands touch. And then on the way down, bring them down towards the face and a big flip the fingers towards you and then open them up into Pushpaputta Mudra. It's an offering, a gift, generosity, receptiveness. Twice more like this. Arms inflate wide. Take a long breath in to get there. Gaze up, backs of the hands touch. And then exhale, hands flip towards you and then open up, offer up. Once more, inhale, big lift up, backs of the hands touch. And exhale, big offer up. What are you offering up? Let the hands come down to the knees. And you can kind of press down just a little bit and maybe the spine grows just a bit. And take some incremental tiny little circles like you're stirring. Got a little stir stick of the spine. And then it can get bigger and bigger and maybe the shoulders get involved, maybe the elbows bend. And then let it begin to get pretty big. And maybe the hands even come off the knees and come onto the sides of the floor. So really swaying the spine here, feeling what's here. Lots of spiral. And then going in the same direction, wind it back down so that it gets really small. Hands maybe come back to the knees. And you kind of like wheel it back up. Pause for a moment. And then going the opposite direction. So kind of unspooling that thread. Start really small. And notice if there's difference on either side. I can feel quite a big difference. I've just arrived back to Bali, so I've been playing basketball because I love it. And my body's like, what are you doing? So part of me is definitely feeling this. Let the circles get bigger. And as we begin to get more attuned to listening into the body, it's speaking. It's speaking loud. Sometimes sweetly, sometimes crankily, but to open those communication lines is so important on so many different levels. Letting it get really big here. Really recovering that relationship to mind-body. And then begin to spool that thread back. And when you get to center, pause for just a moment. Feel what you feel. And then just sway the spine side to side. And here, just some free movement here. And maybe that means there's not much happening. Or maybe you begin to make some figure eights with the spine, with the arms. And see if you can move in like an anti-pattern. When you notice that you're moving in a pattern, see if you can scribble in a different way. So the spine, the head, the shoulders, and the arms. And then pouring forward, coming onto the fingertips, doing the same thing, but pouring forward. And then maybe you join the two. Just widening the options. Big scribbles. Moving the spine in different directions and letting the breath, really riding the breath. So letting that big inhale and exhale kind of guide you. Inhale, arms lift up, big, big, big. Backs of the hands touch. And then again, flip open, Pushpa, Putta Mudra. Full round of breath. And some lateral stretches. So right fingertips come down, left arm comes up and over, big side body stretch. The left sit bone can really root down as you reach through the top fingers. And then on an inhale, you lift up and over to the other side. So moving like you here, rising on an inhale, and then opening side body on an exhale. Move with your breath. And then staying with this or option, you can switch it up, and then let the exhale be this forward slither, and an inhale be an open. Just another option. Once more each side. And coming to center. Steady breath. And take the right hand. We'll do a little bit of tapping here. Take the right hand into a fist and begin to tap right here at the chest. Maybe even lift the chin up and over towards the other side to kind of get some extra space here. Get a little neck stretch at the same time. And the pectoral muscle, the knuckles. You want to come over the shoulder here. You can also cup the hands, see what feels good. Reaching the arm out. We're going to go down the back side of the arm first. All the way down. Backs of the hands. And then come on the inside. Tap, 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 tap. Really enlivening the body here. And really, really nice for the knuckles in the palms. Especially at the base of the thumb. That thing works hard. And then make a few more passes, maybe quickly. And then take your hand. And don't quite touch your skin yet. And just feel what you feel. If you feel anything. No right or wrong. And then maybe make a pass, not touching, but almost, and seeing what you feel. And then gently let the fingers touch the arm. And swipe out, feeling your fingers on your body. And on the back side as well. Slow. Touch. Sensation. And then shake out the hands. And we'll go on the other side. Big breath. All right. Knuckles into the chest. Maybe some hums, some big sighs. And then around the back side. And then you know where we're going, at your leisure. Back of the arm, front of the arm. Noticing any little differences, any nuances. Reconnecting to the language of the body takes some time. In my, in the depth of my addiction, I needed really, really big sensations to feel anything. So in sobriety, I felt quite numb. In the early sobriety, I felt quite numb. And slowly, slowly beginning to learn to feel, to listen. When you're ready, slow pass without the touch, just to feel the energy. And again, maybe you feel something, maybe you don't. And then slowly let your fingers land on you. Go on the inside. And the outside. Rub the hands together. Get a lot of heat. And then place them over the eyes, over the face for a moment. Breathe in. Feel the warmth. Again. Build the heat, build the heat, build the heat. And then over the ears for a moment. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then once more, squeeze it in. Friction, 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 heat, heat, heat. And one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. In recovery, regardless of the details or anything around that, recovery is really a rediscovery and a return to self, and that is not just through behavior, it's not just through the mind, it needs to be through the body as well. So much stored there, so much ready and waiting to be heard. All right, 3 times. Inhale, lift the arms up. Backs of the hands touch, and exhale. Open it up, Pushpa Puta Mudra. Twice more at your own pace. And really, this reconnection, this recovery being a gift that we offer to the self and to everyone around us once more. Big inhale. Open up, Pushpa Puta Mudra. And slowly bring those hands one more time to the heart, to the belly. Big inhale. Sigh it out. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I hope that this practice was of benefit, and I'll see you next time on your mat. I encourage you to come back to this little thing or take little tidbits and leave the rest. But yeah, continue to come back. Continue to return to you in whatever way that feels good. Ciao. If you'd like to join Emerge the Journey, it's coming up soon, and it is a potent exploration. It's October 29th through January 5th, and we look at the human experience through so many lenses, cognitive for sure, but also weaving into this embodied cognition that we have. Yeah. Exploring somatically our patterns, our edges, and also what nourishes us. So it's a really beautiful and intensive immersion. If you're interested, you can click the link below to find out more about it, and would love to explore with you.